Welcome. In front of me I have the Suunto Race Watch, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a quick look at the device itself. So anyway, let's just get straight into it. Now at the bottom we have a bit of a pull tab, so you can easily open it up. Never mind, not easy. Oh, for goodness sake. There we go. Nice. There we go. So, and here we get our strap and some paperwork. In here, charging cable, magnetic, so that's pretty nice. Oh, and nothing in here. Okay. Taking that off, and we have our watch. Trying to figure out which one is the power button. Oh, I guess it's turning on. Or not, come on. There we go. Okay, one thing that I'm going to point out is the little charging magnets right here. This is like not the best. So the magnets barely hold. It can support the actual weight. The design itself is not the best, as you have these two pins and you need to actually align them with these 2 points. So you won't be able just to drop it on there and have it like line up perfectly all the time. So for instance, right now it's not going to be charging. Now this is just the watch itself. If you have obviously the little belt on it as well, it's going to probably make it a little bit even harder. So let's put that on. Okay. And there we go. So with the strap itself, obviously if you don't align it correctly, it won't charge. It does attract itself to a little bit, but obviously not every time. Now, talking about the watch itself, the weight of it is about 83 grams based on their website. Or for the US, it's 2.93 ounces. Now the dimensions here are 49 by 49 by 13.3 millimeters, or 1.93 by 1.93 by 0.52 inches. Now let's see, in terms of, if I can find the display right here. Now the actual specifications on their website aren't necessarily the most clear. Okay, so I need to be finding the info throughout the page scattered. So the display right here is an AMOLED display. Let's see if there's anything else about it. It's a 1.34 inch display, and yeah, that's basically all the worth information. I'm gonna see if I can find like some better site for this info, as their website is absolutely horrendous. Sorry for this kind of all over the place overview of this, but if I'm not gonna find anything useful, I'm just gonna... Okay, so here we have a little bit more. So yeah, now going back, 1.43 inch AMOLED display. It is running a resolution of 466 by 466 with a brightness of 1000 nits. So it actually can get pretty bright for a watch, though right now it's nowhere near that brightness. Have some digital crown. We have a GPS battery life start time at 40 hours. So I assume, if I'm understanding this correctly, if you're using GPS on this watch, you will get about 40 hours of battery life, and multi-band dual frequency, and then up to 120 hours in Tour mode. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the Tour mode is, so that's something that is probably like a power saving mode. In any case, standby smartwatch battery life is rated for about 12 days in gesture-based display mode. Again, I'm assuming this is a bunch of their kind of like specific things that they have, so I don't know how usable the watch actually is in this kind of mode. Now, additionally, you can get about 7 days with always on display mode. That's pretty interesting. That is actually a really good battery life for always on display. Now, we also have, see, I'm just skimming through the actual page. So price-wise, it's about a little over 500 euros for the titanium version of it, and stainless steel is about 450 euros. Titanium has a 32 gigabyte of storage built in on the watch, and the stainless one only 16, which for a watch, both of those should be good enough, I would say. And one last thing, if I can find. I can't really find what it's running on here, but based on the battery life, I can safely assume that it's running some proprietary software on here, as no actual like Wear OS watch, for instance, like this one, will ever come close to having even a 7-day battery life, specifically even on always on display mode. So on watches like that with a actual Wear OS, you would be looking at like day to 2 days of battery life. This is getting at least 7. So like I said, it's running some of its proprietary software. It is also a fairly chunky watch. It has some weight to it, so I assume it also has a pretty beefy battery life, battery cell inside. But in any case, this would kind of conclude the overview. I'm not really going to go over the setup right here. So this was just like a look at it. And that being said, at about $450, it is a very premium watch, but obviously it comes with like GPS tracking that is built into the watch, so that will add a lot to the cost, and it's primarily, by the looks of it, designed for outdoor usage. That isn't like the typical, for instance, Wear OS watches like I have one right here. This is more for active users that want to have a basically self-sufficient watch that doesn't need a phone near and can actually last a decent time before each charging. So this is a pretty decent device on its own. Now, with that being said, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.